All right, we're going to be looking at the new law that the Illinois governor has signed, an executive order that would ban what he calls the assault weapons, AR-15s, different sorted type of weapons. I don't know what type of weapons specifically that they were looking at, but this is the counties that will not enforce the law, the executive order that the governor signed. These are listed. The ones in green, you look here on this map here, all these counties here that's in green will not enforce 5471, where they want to require the citizens of Illinois to register their firearms with the state. They will also try to enforce that you cannot purchase, sell, or possess these banned guns. And the people of Illinois is basically not going to stand for this. Now, the sheriff's department said they will not enforce these counties right here, listed over here in the left and right where it says confirmed, like Iroquois, Fulton, and Massac, and Menard over here on the right hand side and the left hand side. These are the counties that will not enforce the executive order by the governor of Illinois. We're going to play a audio of what the governor of Illinois said, and then I will follow that up with something to say after he makes his statement. And as I said before, the ones that are green will not enforce this. The ones that are in red, the ones in yellow supports the Second Amendment, as well as the one in green. But the ones in red, you can see the red counties, one up there in Chicago area, there's at least, I'd say probably at least three counties, according to this map, that will enforce this. But if you look in that just the green counties, they will not enforce it. I don't know what the state of Illinois law is as far as requiring a carry permit for open or concealed carry, or if it's a red flag state, or if you have a felony that you can't possess a gun or not, which is actually a violation of the Second Amendment. Even felony, even red flag law, red flag is a violation of the Second Amendment. I will go into that in a later debate about the felonies and red flags. I'll talk about that at a later date. But we'll stick to this right here on Illinois law. But the majority of the sheriffs in Illinois said they will not enforce this new executive order that the governor signed in the law. And let's play what the governor of Illinois said.
There are, of course, people who are trying to politically grandstand, who want to make a name for themselves by claiming that they will not comply. But the reality is that the state police is responsible for enforcement, as are all law enforcement all across this state. And they will, in fact, do their job, or they won't be in their job.
Well, that's what the governor said. So he says he's going to force the sheriffs of Illinois to enforce this executive order that he signed. Try to enforce an elected sheriff. You can't force an elected sheriff. He's elected by the people. Okay? It would be different if he was appointed like a chief of police. Now, I don't know about the chiefs of police. I would be kind of concerned about the chiefs of police in Illinois. I don't know if they'll enforce it or not under the direction of the mayor. Now, if you have a Democrat mayor who the chief of police answers to the mayor, basically, the mayor could fire chief of police. Okay? That would be a whole different ball game. Like if the chief of police was under the directions of taking orders of the mayor in the cities. If you have a Democrat mayor, he could tell the chief of police, you are going to enforce this under the direction of state law of the governor. If if he or she is a Democrat mayor, and if the chief of police doesn't enforce it, the chief would be fired by the mayor, because that's how it works with the chief of police. Now the sheriff's department, however, it's a different story. They're not going to enforce it, because first of all, they answer to the people. They don't answer to the governor. They don't even answer to the president. They don't, they don't work for the mayor. They basically answer to the people. That's it. And that's why the sheriff can say that. Why the sheriffs can say it, because they, first of all, they answer to the people. They stand by the Constitution. At least a majority of the sheriffs in our country stand by the Constitution because they're elected by the people. Much as it's a good thing. Also, the governor, if you heard what the governor said, he said if they do, the sheriff's department, the police are going to enforce it. Now, if the sheriff's department doesn't enforce this, then he said that he's going to use the state police, which they'll enforce it, but he's going to use them. So I see a confrontation between the state police and the sheriff's department, or the state police and the citizens of these counties. It's setting the stage up for a civil war within the state of Illinois. Maybe not national civil war, but a state civil war within Illinois itself, the Illinois borders. A lot of these states, Virginia was very similar to it. When the governor in Virginia several years ago tried to do the same thing, and then the counties in Virginia declared Second Amendment sanctuary cities or counties from the state of Virginia. So that's what we're here. That's what we're seeing across the country. They're trying this. A couple years ago, I don't know if it was last year before, in the state of Tennessee, Governor Bill Lee signed an executive order that you do not have to have a carry permit, open or concealed or carry or whatever. And the several sheriffs in Tennessee was against it, which tells me that they're against the Second Amendment. The sheriffs need to be voted out of office, the ones that did not support what Governor Lee executive order signed, in my opinion. Any law enforcement officer that's against that is against having, where you don't have to have a carry permit, is against that, should be voted out of office. Shouldn't be reelected, in my opinion. That's a clear violation of the Second Amendment, in my opinion. That tells me and should tell everybody else where they stand on the Second Amendment. Because, like I said, the sheriff answers to the people. He don't answer to the president. He don't answer to the governor. He don't answer to the mayor. He don't answer to anybody. The only one he answers to is the people. That's it. And if the sheriff doesn't answer to the people, and he complies with the demands or orders of either the county mayor or the governor, or for that matter the president, and it's a violation of the people's rights under the Constitution, whether it be First Amendment, Second Amendment, or whatever rights we have under the Constitution and Declaration of Independence, if he does not work with the people, then the people will have to, stand up and do what the police are not doing. Police say, well, that's taking the law in your own hands. No, it's our right as American citizens to have a free society. If the police do not do their job, the people have a right to step in. They did it in Athens, Tennessee back in the late 1940s. And you can look that up about the Battle of Athens. So, as I said before, this is what they just passed in Illinois. This is what's going to happen. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens there in this specific situation. So, that's all we're going to be talking about on this subject today, about the Illinois executive order by the governor. They just signed it into law, and the direction of what the sheriffs and the citizens have said. And we didn't really see any in the video I've seen so far. I've not seen anything from the citizens, well, besides the sheriffs, but the citizens of the Illinois, what their reaction is. They, I know if I lived there, I don't care if it's the sheriff that would say it or not, or the sheriff said, well, we're going to enforce it, but I'd say, well, you're going to have to deal with the people here. You're going to end up in a war between the government of Illinois and the people, we the people. And that's something they don't want. They do not want to fight the people. The people will fight back, because they're not going to take this.